Welcome back to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. Yes, we just talked all things AI, and now we're going to shift gears just a little bit because I have curated an amazing special guest today. I have Dr. Greg Eckel here, and he's going to talk to you all about how we protect our greatest assets as entrepreneurs and investors. What is that? Our brain. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jen.
Okay, so talk to me. How can we protect our brain? Because let's face it, if we don't have our brains, we can't make the right decision the first time, analyze, be strategic, have speed of implementation, and actually drive our companies forward.
We need this processing unit to be in tip-top shape, and we have ways of bringing in new information with sound and light to supercharge our brains.
Wait, what? I need to know more about this. Tell me more.
We are doing laser activated and guided stem cell procedures, directing the cells right to our brain. I am showing in pathology new neuron growth. Now imagine if you don't have pathology and you're working on peak performance. I'm working with Olympians right now. They are shaving seconds off the time trials.
Oh, wow. So let me just get this straight. As entrepreneurs, we talk about this a lot. Entrepreneurs, especially successful entrepreneurs, we are business athletes. You're able to shave seconds off of our processing times?
Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's happening in the Olympics where I have 40-year-old Olympians beating 20-year-old Olympians.
Wow.
And it's so fun to participate in that. And I love, my mission is to help folks get into heart and brain coherence, dropping out of their brains into their hearts, but we gotta get the brain optimized. So we're looking at peak performance, we're looking at optimization. We feed it oxygen, we're charging the body battery. So it's not just the brain, right? Because your brain, we think we can live in our gray matter up here, and yet we're attached to our bodies, right? Our brain connected to our bodies. So we want people living in their bodies, but to optimize this thing, we gotta work on blood flow. Well, guess what? You got to work on what's in your blood as well. Nutrition, supplements, the movement, oxygen, all of these things in. Carbon dioxide, waste products out. Detox pathways, saunas. You know, the rage is cold baths right now, of the cold plunges. Now you can overdo it on that. So, but the saunas have been time tested, and I think it's one of my favorite ways to help CEOs, entrepreneurs detox, get the waste out, and then we supercharge the body by bringing in the information.
Wow, I think that's really fantastic. And you know, you and I, we've met before on other shows, and you're doing amazing work. You just published a paper on reversal of Parkinson's.
I did. Yeah, so excited about this. Now, it was 8 months to get it into a journal. We didn't get all of the information we wanted in there, which was, we had a DAT scan, which is a radioactive dye, looking at the substantia nigra, showing it was consistent with Parkinson's. Then after the Eckel protocol, it was consistent with their age. So we reversed the degradation and the neurodegeneration. So we're showing what shouldn't happen, which is neuroplasticity. We're showing the brain can heal itself given the right information. It just happens to be your own supercharged V cells. V stands for Victor, S for small, E for embryonic, and L for like. So it's very small embryonic-like stem cells. And then we direct that with the laser, which the laser is a treatment in and of itself.
And so you're doing this and you've gotten this reversal, but what does that mean for peak human performance as this research comes out? And you've assured me that that's just the first in the pipeline. Yeah. So folks, this is like leading edge. This is just hitting research now. What does that mean for peak performance for those of us who we're executives, we're CEOs, we're investors, we're looking to optimize our brain?
If you're noticing any slowdown in your processor, any fatigue, brain fog, word recall, you know, a lot of those can be symptoms of stress. Well, guess what stress does? It leads to inflammation. You get inflammation in your blood, you got inflammation on your brain. It's going to slow down your processing. It's going to lead to degeneration. So one, we want to reverse any of that stuff if it's occurring for you. Getting your hormones optimized, that's all piece of the puzzle of the foundational work in the Eckel protocol. Then we layer in supercharged cells with the oxygen and the sound frequencies, light, IV. If you aren't performing up to your level, you know, maybe you've been at it 10, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. It's time to do it. Right now, we are living at an amazing time. We have so many resources. It's taking advantage of this now so that you can actually perform for as long as you want at the top of your game.
And not only that, we're business athletes, so we're always looking for what gives me that little bit of edge. And right now we already talked about this today, we're in the age of AI. If we're not on the train or on the bus and moving in that direction, we're too late almost. It's time to really get with what's going on. And that also means with our health, like what is the cutting edge technology in our health and our well-being and our peak human performance so that we can be firing on all cylinders so we can actually leverage the technology and take ourselves further. So Dr. Greg, talk to me a little bit about how can people reach out to you if they would like to learn more or find out more about the Eckel protocol? What are some ways that people can start to educate themselves? Because let's face it, I'm going to do all my research before I go dive into a treatment. So where can people start to do this process?
Yeah, it's energy4lifecenters.com. Also brainregen.com is coming online. You can find me on my podcast, which is the Brain Regen Podcast with Dr. Greg Eckel.
And so as we get close towards the end of the show, if the entrepreneurs or executives who are watching, what is the one message you want to leave them with that they can take action on today? Because I'm very big on take action today, not tomorrow. Don't wait. Let's start this process. What would that action step be?
For the entrepreneurs, my suggestion and my encouragement is the answer lies within. You getting out of your head into your heart and listening. So that could be with breath work, that could be with meditation, taking that first part of your day for you to tune in. How are you feeling? What is your body doing? Get in touch with that central channel of energy that runs through you. If that makes sense, definitely look me up.
And then I'm going to ask you one other thing on a business note, because you're very successful in what you do. You have a wonderful state-of-the-art facility. You've been doing this for some time. What's your secret to success?
It is just that. I think it is what I just shared. You asked me for the one thing, and I start my everyday with meditation and breath work. My wife and I do that together before we even get out of bed. And that grounding, that knowingness, knowing me, it's, the old adage is physician, know thyself. The message now is it's not out here, it's in there. It's in here is the answer. I teach my clinicians deep presence with our patients, meaning we listen intensely. And people tell us, you tell us exactly where the thread is in for you. There's not just one path, it's your path, and that's the one you're on. That's the one we support you on. That's where medicine is going. We just talked about AI in the earlier segment, and we've got an AI database on the back of 25 years of clinical data. And it's not here, it's here. We've separated it because you can't trust AI entirely with all of that data, but it is making correlations and connections that we could not see ourselves. And so utilizing the best of both worlds, but ultimately you need to know yourself.
I couldn't agree more. We are all on that path, and I do see medicine going in that more individualized care. The actuarial model has failed us. That's what has gotten us to where we are today. But specifically, it doesn't address peak human performance. And as we know, if we're an entrepreneur, we are a peak performer. Yeah. There is no other way. And everyone I coach, everyone that I consult with, the businesses that everyone is a high performing human being. And so I really enjoy the work that you're doing. Keep up the good work. And I heard that another book was on the way. Do you want to kind of drop that knowledge?
I do, yeah. I've got Defying Parkinson. So it's 6 years since my first book. This is the codification of the Eckel protocol, the Eckel diet, all of the learnings of the last 6 years, specifically with regenerating the brain.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. And you, yes, you. Unfortunately, all good things do come to an end, including this show. But the good news is we'll be here same time, same station next week. Until then, win today, win this week, and I'll see you next time.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.